Okay, so the Wolverine, aka Wolverine in Japan, my own title. Oh boy. Now, Wolverine as a character is pretty versatile, you know. You can do quite a bit with Wolverine, with the story. But, now, I knew, for a long time that it was gonna be, Japan's story. Wolverine going to Japan, something happening there. I'm not really a big fan of that in general, really. Like, there's an episode of the X-Men animated series where they do that, and it's kind of boring, I forget the name, but yeah, he fights the Silver Samurai there, and yeah, it's not really that exciting, to tell you the truth. So I kind of had an idea, don't hold your breath when it came to this movie, because it's probably gonna follow the same formula a little bit, and it sort of did. Yeah, it's basically the movie. I don't know, it seems really kind of strange that they would do that, because there's a lot of other things you can do with Wolverine. So on the first place, in the first place, choosing that story was kind of odd, in my opinion, because there's a lot of other things you can do with Wolverine. Yeah, so I wasn't too thrilled with that to begin with. But, so as the movie started, it started out okay, I have to admit. The opening was, again, like with Man of Steel, I have to say the opening was pretty good. They had a little opening in Japan with like Wolverine in the past, and, yeah, something like that happened in the 40s or something during World War II. And so yeah, that was done okay. I liked the opening. It was kind of neat. It is, the kind of cheesy, but I liked it. It gets blown halfway to hell in an explosion. It's just a kind of neat little thing to see. So that was okay. So I thought, okay, yeah, maybe this will be all right. And then it continued. We had another thing that happened. He's basically just a drifter, and yeah, he's just given up on life, and he's in Canada. I think it was Canada. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, you see me yawning because well, no, it's just, okay, so there was a injured bear with a tranquilizer dart or something, and he puts the bear out of his misery, goes into a bar, starts trouble in there. Who injured the bear? Why he would care, I have no idea. But so it was going along pretty normally, and then this Asian girl pops into this bar out of nowhere, and she picks Wolverine up, basically, and so I forget her name, doesn't really matter, but, yeah, so she takes him to Japan, zippity-doo-dah, yippity-doo-dah, or whatever. So he's going to Japan to, meet somebody, to meet her grandfather, or save the world. She says, like, he's gonna save the world from something. So yeah, something in Japan is gonna happen that's gonna affect the world, apparently. And so he gets to Japan, and it's the Yakuza or whatever causing trouble, and yeah, it's just, it wasn't really that interesting. It kind of just, it dragged on. They had a few scenes that were good. The scene on the bullet train was pretty good. There's a scene where he's fighting some thugs on a bullet train. That was pretty good. Couple of the scenes were okay. that I'm thinking of. There was the one with where yes. Well, here's the odd thing too. That whole thing with Yoshida or whatever, the grandfather. Why did he get infected with that like spirochete thing or whatever the hell? I don't know, Lyme disease thing that she gave Wolverine that took his powers that didn't really make any sense. But I'm not going to get into that too much, but why did he get infected? Weren't they working together? That didn't really make any sense. So, yeah, or maybe they weren't, I don't know. Kinda that Viper lady, I don't know, yeah, that was, I don't know, I never heard of that character. Maybe they just made her up for the movie, but that I wasn't too big a fan of her. Yeah, she was sexy and all that until she loses her hair, and then she looks like a freaking mannequin, Wall Street mannequin or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, it's just, I don't know. Is that the only villain they could have used, really? I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that. Just the whole ending too was really not really that. No, I'm not a big fan of the ending, because just the way they did it, they just slapped the Yoshida guy in the Silver Samurai robot, cyborg armor, whatever it was. It was adamantium or something. And I just wasn't a big fan of that, you know. It didn't make sense, you know. This guy saved, Wolverine saved him, and why would he end up wanting to, kill him? Why would he end up wanting to steal his powers? He was his friend, you know. I didn't buy it, you know. So that's the way it is. And anyway, yeah, that was the Wolverine, the big blockbuster, you know. I've been waiting for. I'm a little more excited to see this new X-Men movie that's going to be coming out in a few years. It's going to have more of the characters. And the whole thing with Jean, speaking of the X-Men, popping into the movie every minute, that was a little, I don't know, that was a little unnecessary. It's kind of slowed the whole thing down, I don't know. Just, you know, we know Jean died. It followed the continuity of the last movie, The Last Stand, a little bit. So, I don't know. That kind of just was confusing because, you know, a lot of stuff happened in that movie that, well, I'm not even going to get into that. So, anyway, yeah, that's about it. You know, just a little bit of a confusing, boring, mess. I don't know. It was okay, you know. Like I said, there was a few scenes that were redeemable, overall, but it was just a little bit of, you know, just Wolverine getting a 10-cent tour of Japan by those two sisters. I don't know. It didn't really hit it out of the ballpark for me. So anyway, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this review.